Human Rights concert was an evening the like of which Delhi had never seen before.
Even in the thick of the crowd, people were so much into the music, unlike other rock shows, there were no ugly incidents of any kind.
A 12-year-old kid with orange hair or a 60-year-old with silver hair, both were dancing, doing their own thing without any inhibitions.
It was a night to remember, a rockathon that brought together 50,000 people who clapped, swayed and danced in harmony to the magic of Tracy Chapman and the Epidemics, Peter Gabriel, Sting, and of course the boss, Bruce Springsteen. The Human Rights concert, organized by the Human Rights Foundation and sponsored by the Times of India, turned out to be more than just a rock show, and nothing, not even the clash of interests between the Human Rights Foundation and Times of India, could mar the happening of the year. News Track's Pamela Rooks was one among the many there.
September 30th, Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. It was the music event of the decade. This was the first time that a galaxy of mega rock stars put India on its itinerary of a 6-week, 14-nation tour. The cost was an estimated $23 million to promote the cause of universal human rights. The audience crossed all class and age barriers. Anybody who was somebody was there, and everybody who was nobody was there too. From teenage children who probably saved up for weeks for the big event, to the odd, snazzily dressed middle-aged couple, the turnout was tremendous, an estimated 50,000 people. And for weeks after, the common refrain was, "Were you there?" Take away everything, make everybody cool. But if you won't like this world, you won't get yours on the now you see the light, stand up for your right. With a 204-foot-long stage, a roof especially flown in from London, and fitted with 150 psychedelic lights, 100 speakers on each side, and 100,000-watt sound output, the technical finesse was so perfect that people even clapped when the massive lights moved at roller coaster speed. The compulsive professionalism ensured that nothing went wrong, and nothing did go wrong, that is, technically. Audience reaction built up to a slow but steady crescendo. Delhi was given its first taste of Senegalese Youssou N'Dour's Afro-Caribbean rhythm, the Mbalax. Tracy Chapman has taken the West by storm. Rarely does modern pop accommodate women with such open political anger. And not since 1963 has a folk album hit the charts. Tracy Chapman's debut album, by the same name, has crossed the 1 million mark in sales since its release in 1987. Double violinist El Shankar and the Epidemics, with Zakir Hussain on the tabla, had the audience swaying to the East-West fusion. was Peter Gabriel who blazed the trail as he softly crooned Biko to an enraptured audience. Inspired by the death in prison of South African activist Steve Biko, this song till today remains one of Gabriel's most qualitative works. For the Human Rights concerts, the curtain came up at Wembley on September 2nd and closed with the 17th show at Buenos Aires, Argentina on October 15th. With a 200-strong entourage, the rock stars toured 5 continents and played to 1 million enthusiastic fans. Sting, veteran of Band Aid, Live Aid, and the anti-Apathetic We Are the World concerts, said, "We are coming to realize we can influence the way people think by song. It may have been true in the 60s. I think the time has come again." Gabriel, once the guiding light of Genesis and art rock, is now the moving force behind the Human Rights Concert Tour, organized by Amnesty International through the Human Rights Foundation and subsidized by the Reebok Foundation, a sportswear manufacturing company.
I'm very proud to be here as part of this tour to promote this document, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and also to promote the work of Amnesty International, both of which I believe are having an enormous influence. And I think many people around the world are unaware that this document exists. Certainly I was up till about 5 years ago.
We want more domestic human rights groups. We want more Amnesty members worldwide, especially in Asia. And we want everyone in this world to understand that they have a document, a non-violent fighting document from which they can fight to gain their rights. And that is namely the Declaration of Human Rights.
Not only does it protect or aim to protect and guarantee civil and political rights, it states that everyone should be entitled to food, shelter, job, medical care, education, labor rights, special maternity rights, and much more.
But no spectacular event is without its share of controversy. The rock stars had several grievances against the Times of India, who had sponsored the show, to commemorate its 150th anniversary. The main grouse was that the newspaper had cornered the credit for the show, which had been publicized largely as a rock event, with singers getting individual credit, while the whole purpose of the tour, human rights, was relegated to much smaller print.
There was one complaint, namely that they didn't want individual artists to figure in the hoardings. The reason why individual artists did figure in the hoardings was that the foundation did not provide us with the transparency of all the 5 artists put together. This was a complaint, and when we explained to them that there was a failure on this part, they admitted it was a mistake, and I think matters ended there.
We're giving up 6 weeks of our time. We're getting paid no money because we thought we were giving it to Amnesty and to promote the Universal Declaration. And then to find out that advertising was being conducted without one mention of human rights, without one mention of Amnesty International, was really, I think, taking from us what we had given.
Even the format of the publicity is contained in the document that was signed between the Human Rights Foundation and the Times of India. The format provided for Human Rights Foundation to get, let's say, 100%. And then you had a series of people who were to be mentioned in the publicity, namely Times of India, 50%, the Reebok Foundation, which is subsidizing the entire program excepting the one in India, would get 33%. The 40th anniversary of the Declaration of Human Rights, 50%, and the artists, 50%, etc. Every publicity spot, whether on television or the billboards or the advertisements in newspapers, conformed very strictly to this format. And in fact, at a press conference given after the concert was over, the president of the Human Rights Foundation admitted as much.
The real cause of why we're here is the Declaration of Human Rights, right? That's what we wanted. It wasn't in the advertising. We gave them hell about that. They put it in there now. We're sorry it's late. Absolutely. It should have been in there. Absolutely. It is now in there. And when we do the show, you'll see it in there.
Significantly, on the day before the show, when the rock stars threatened to call the whole thing off, Human Rights Now got top billing, while Times of India appeared in finer, much subdued print at the bottom of the page. The pricing of the tickets was another bone of contention. The highest denomination was 2,000 rupees.
Now here again, there was unfair criticism because, as they admitted later, they did not know that the 2,000 rupee tickets were bought mainly by private foundations, institutions, etc. And that the money was not to attend the show, so to speak, but because they knew it was going for a charitable purpose.
We were disgusted to learn of the price. I mean, I'm sure that the average Indian will not actually be sitting in those seats, so perhaps it's all right if the money goes in the right direction, that those with more money pay a little more for their seats, providing the money helps the cause of human rights. And one of the things when we discovered what was going on was that we requested that we can get a big video screen outside the stadium so that those who cannot afford to come in can still participate and hear the message of human rights.
Things came to a boil on the day of the show when Bill Graham's security men beat up the Times of India's photo editor, and all the other photographers walked out in protest. Later, Sandeep Shankar filed an FIR against the Human Rights Foundation at the Lodi Road police station. But the show went on, and nothing could mar the excitement of watching the boss perform his 1984 #1 hit single. than a five-star act. It was rock with a conscience. But whether audiences in India, normally starved of music events such as this, and people the world over will ponder on the human rights angle, is a $23 million question.
It's great to end on such an upbeat note.
Keep the letters rolling in. We're going to be here every month.
Keep track of us and you'll keep track of what's happening.